Hi Amy, hello from North Carolina. I'm a little nervous about making my own vlog because talking to the camera is kind of weird. I'm really not sure how the editing process is going to go because I've never edited a video before. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing since I moved to North Carolina. I have been just pretty much like hanging out and going to class. It's really weird, like I'm kind of waiting for it to be grad school-y because it's like at this point I'm taking 3 classes. Okay, it's not like they are specific to graduates, so there are a lot of undergrads in my classes, so I feel like I'm just taking a small amount of undergrad classes. It's like I'm going to undergrad half-time. I don't know, I thought it would be more work. I could be jinxing myself right now. I really hope I'm not, oh gosh. So I have 3 classes. I have discourse and dialogue. It's very interesting. We learned about dialects. I have to interview some people and have them read a little passage. In fact, I can find it. It's my favorite ice cream is fried banana, except when it's really greasy. I stack labels and file them away so I can remember all kinds that I've tried. Like, I've always wondered why the diphthong of I is always represented in IPA by the 2 sounds ah, I, because to me, the word I is ah-e, not ah-I. So I asked that in class and got this reaction that was like, you think it's ah-e? I was like, oh no, do I have a different accent than everyone else when they say that? I've never thought that. And then I started thinking more, and I started thinking like, why do I think that? Why do I think it's I? And I remembered my 6th grade teacher had a really what I would call like Kansas-y accent. Now I know like a lot of people say like Kansas is a place where you don't really have like a kind of set, I don't know, really distinctive dialect, but there is like this Midwestern kind of accent. She would say wash to like wash your hands. She would say wash your hands. And I remember she read Holes to us, the book Holes, and whenever she said the word dig, she would always say dig. And whenever she would say sludge, it was sludge. And so I started thinking about this and I was like, oh no, I have a Kansas accent. And so I was paired with a girl from Charlotte, North Carolina, and a girl from Northern England. And then we did this thing where you each read it and you decided whether you pronounced it ai, or ah. Didn't even make it a diphthong at all. And so we all had different, because the girl from Charlotte pronounced it I pronounced it I, like really slightly, and the girl from England, of course, pronounced it just ah. And I was just like in shock. I have never like identified myself with that really stereotypical like Western Kansas farm accent, and there it was in my talking, and it was just the weirdest thing to learn. Then after that I have semantics, which at this point, really mathematical and like really philosophical. Like we spent the first few classes learning about set theory, which I knew nothing about. In the last class we did, it was, what were we talking about? Oh, what is meaning? It was like super philosophical. The class I have on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is phonetics, which I find a lot more interesting than I thought I would, because it has to do so much with music. You can use illustrations of like this, like a string on a guitar, and it was just like, it just related to my life. I am like fascinated by it. So I just thought it was going to be like too detailed, because it's all about the acoustics of sound, like how sound is produced and how sound waves move. I'm not really a linguist yet. I don't know words for things. I don't know what to call things yet. So that's really cool. Other things. Oh, I live in a new house. It's huge and really beautiful, and it's like in the forest. I live in the forest. I like live in a tree house. New school. One of the traditions of UNC is to drink from the old well. So you, on your first day of class, you go to the old well, which is just like, now it's just a drinking fountain. And you take a drink from it to give you good luck for your career, your school career. But I heard that like members from Duke come over and like pee in the fountain the day before. So I used my bobble, because it has filter. I'm sure that's not gonna guard very well from it. I knew it would be funny for people who knew me and know that like I carry a water bottle around everywhere. I've filtered the water so I could drink it. So that was cool. There's like always just stuff going on campus, like activities everywhere. If I were an undergrad, I would be so overwhelmed. There are like 15 a cappella groups, like 30 music theater groups. People are like just doing stuff all the time, and that sounds so cool to me, except that I can't do any of it with them because I'm too old now. Other than that, North Carolina is beautiful. Everything is so verdant, like just things just grow here. And it's not like Kansas where you're trying to force those things to grow. Like here it's like, no, that tree was not planted. That tree planted itself like 30 years ago, and that's why it's here. When my parents were here, my mom was like pointing out all these things. She's like, that's this. She like knew the name of everything. That's this, that's this, that's this. You're gonna see a lot of these things in the fall. And she was just like, everything, Kayla, everything just grows here. Like, okay, Mom. But it's like true. There's so much cool, like, life around. I miss you guys, and I hope that you like the little glimpse into my little life.